How's everybody doing? And thanks for tuning into wickedwarnings.com, your number one source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, tricycles, bicycles, and everything between. Specifically talking about this beautiful 2023 Ford Super Duty dressed up in the STX trim package, which does include the LED headlights and half of an LED tail light. A very common package. You're going to see this on Lariats, STXs, XLTs, possibly many other trucks. First thing you're going to notice is those LED fog lights. I believe if you have fog lights now on a Super Duty, they're going to be LED on the 23 models, and it's an extremely easy plug and play auto flasher kit that will run those fog lights. Now, you don't lose any of your original function at all. The fog lights are going to work perfectly normal when the strobe switch is off. You also do not need auxiliary switches to run this kit. You can easily run it off of any one of our switches from our switch category online, or you may hook it up to your factory auxiliary switches. Now, regarding those fog lights, you can choose to alternate flash them the way they're shown. You can even synchronize them with another kit like shown here, where we synchronize them with a plug-and-play DRL kit for those headlights. They're in sync in what is referred to commonly on my videos as an X pattern, meaning the upper left and lower right light are synchronized to flash at the same time as the upper right and lower left. Now, this is easily achievable. You can do this in a variety of ways. Both left, both right, top to bottom, whatever your heart is desired. You can even run multiple kits with multiple different flash patterns. As you might notice, the roof lights, another one of our plug-and-play kits that easily and quickly installs right behind the passenger grab handle by the windshield there. That roof kit is set on a completely different pattern. Now, we have 29 patterns available in our modules, our auto flasher modules, and you can choose any one of those patterns. Steady flashing together in unison or alternative as the headlights, totally up to you. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning about these headlights on the newer Super Duty is they do have a sleep mode, meaning when you shut the truck down 100%, the headlights do go to sleep after a while. As you can see, our parking lights are currently on. By the lighting on the mirror and around the edge of the headlight, you can tell that the switch for the parking lights is on. Now, if your ignition is on, the headlights will remain active. If you turn off the ignition and turn off the parking lights, after approximately 2 minutes, the headlights will go into sleep mode. That meaning the flashing will stop. You can extend that easily by just rotating the parking knob. If you're going to lock the truck up with the engine off, rotating the knob to parking, and you'll get approximately 40 minutes before the parking lights turn off, depending on the vehicle and the state of the battery, and that will keep the headlights active so you can turn off the truck and still retain strobe lights. Now, 95% of the time when people are using their emergency lights, the vehicle's running, so it's not a big deal, but I want to mention it to you so you're well aware of what you're getting in these packages. Again, the front fog lights and headlights and 5-piece roof light, all plug and play now. The only connections you're left with are the connections to either your supplied switch, be it a 3/4, one of our wireless remote switches, or any other switch of any other matter. We have a nice 4200 Mini that has multiple switches built into one, or your auxiliary switch. That last connection will be up to you, but the lighting connection integration to the truck is all done with the plugs. The headlight plugs are easily accessed from the fender wells by the tires, and the fog light plugs are easily accessed from right behind the bumper. It's very fast, very quick install. Alrighty, working our way around the back of this STX, again, you can see the parking lights are on because our tail lights are illuminated. You might also be able to notice, if you look closely, there is a bulb in the tail light. That's a dead giveaway that this is a medium mid-level tail light. This is not the high-end platinum or limited or whatever you want to call it, highest-end fully LED tail light. This is the middle one with the light bulbs. And it does have LED reverse lights. The dead giveaway for that is that it has the Bliss side-facing rear radar in the tail light. Now, that's the radar that will warn you if a car is coming on the road as you're backing out of your driveway. It is not a parking sensor, which is down in the bumper. Bliss is a completely different system that's mounted in the taillights, in the center of the taillight, for side-facing radar for oncoming traffic or pedestrians and other things like that. Now, above that, on this particular truck, we use the standard wire cut install for the cargo. All we wanted to flash was the cargo itself, which is very easy to do on the 23s. We are working with plug and play options. It'll be out very soon for the cargo light as well, but the reverse below it is fully plug and play. That is done behind the actual lights themselves, and you're given a conductor to run forward to, again, either your supplied switch or the auxiliary switch, depending on which one you're using. If you're going to use a dashboard switch, it is easiest to run the wiring forward along the driver's frame. If you're going to use the auxiliary switches, I'd suggest to run the wiring forward along the passenger frame, because that's where the auxiliary switches on the 23 are mounted under the hood, is by the passenger fender, same as the 22 area. So running up the frame that way is a little bit better for your install. So once again, just to give you a rundown of what this truck is showing in this video, working from the bottom up in the front, we've got our plug and play fog light flasher. Allows you 29 different combinations of flashing for your fog lights and is synchronizable with any other kit, which you're seeing right here in action, our plug and play DRL flasher, which has been synchronized to the lower fog light flashing in an X pattern, completely optional and completely up to you how you do that. Above that is our plug and play 5-piece roof light flasher, which plugs in right behind the passenger grab handle. You do not need to lower the headliner or remove any of the headliner to mimic this display. If you're comfortable with all 5 lights flashing in unison, it plugs in underneath the grab handle, and there is no headliner removal needed. No extra long work, no tedious process of trying to drop just the front half of the headliner to access the bottom of those lights. It's not needed. When you flash all 5 together as shown, it also gives you a bolder impact. This is very noticeable when you step about 500 to 1,000 feet away. When you interlace those lights, you reduce it to only 2, 3, 2, and 3. And when you alternate interlace them like that, as you step far away, they become extremely ineffective. So we at Wicked Warnings really prefer this setup right here. It gives the most power and the best punch out of the 5-piece factory roof light, and it installs in less than half an hour. So it works. It's just a good design. That's our plug and play 5-piece roof light. And out back again, we have the plug and play reverse light for the medium level taillights, which this and many other trucks like the Lariat have. In the front, if you'd prefer the LED parking or LED signal, amber turn signal, we have a plug and play for that as well. You can add it with the C-ring if you like. You can also add it with the fog lights. We have another platinum that we did that has all that on a different video. So I think that's it. The only other thing this truck got was, because it was an STX, it did not have factory auxiliary switches. So what was added into this truck was very simple: a fuse kit, 25 feet of 16-2, and a 3/4 rocker switch, which we drilled in the dash right underneath the headlight switch. Very common, very easy. But again, most of the Super Duties have auxiliary switches, so that's where you would be tying in if you had those right underneath the hood. Any questions, please get a hold of us. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, and most importantly, these brand new 2023 Ford Super Duty F250, F350 trucks that you're going to see all over the road with the LEDs from the factory. This is what they look like with our auto flasher plug and play kits. We'll see you guys in the next video.